Listener discretion is advised. Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. LoveLine, coast to coast.
It is LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew over there. Do I sound bad?
Not any more so than usual.
Oh, shut up. Does everything have to be an opportunity for you to knock me down? You, who's dressed like the fifth member of a barbershop quartet. You're dressed like a barber's pole.
That's right.
Yeah.
Never noticed that.
Listen, what happened to those days when you put that pole out front or the wooden Indian out front of the tobacco store? I miss that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, who decided?
Would have been another job for me.
Drew, somebody stole the wooden Indian. We need a replacement pronto. Jeez, what do I do? Just act natural. Just go out there and be yourself, brother. Tammy Lynn Michaels is our guest tonight. She's from Popular. This is 9 o'clock on Friday nights on the WB. And it's one of wait now, were you picked as one of TV Guide's returning favorites, or is Popular picked as one of her TV Guide's returning favorites?
Popular was. I'll take credit for the entire thing.
I'm sorry. All right, let's talk about Popular.
And Tammy works with our friend Ron.
Oh, Ron
Lester.
Ron Lester.
Yeah.
We should call him.
The Big L.
Ron, yeah.
He's just healthy.
Ronnie.
You spent a
Big R.
He gave you a ride somewhere last time you guys were together, right? Or
That's right,
yeah.
Ronnie Lester.
Yeah.
I love that Ron knows more people than God. Wherever I go, hey, you know Ron.
Oh, he's very popular. Let's keep talking about Ron Lester.
Okay.
So who's Ron Lester? How do I know him?
Ron Lester was
Big
Varsity
Ron.
Blues.
Big Ron. Varsity Blues.
Oh, okay. Listen, here's the deal. Whenever a guy weighs over, let's say, 375, you cannot just call him by his Christian name. You have to work Big Ron in, or Jumbo Ron, or something like that, because otherwise everyone will go cold on the trail. I'm trying to picture Ron Lester.
Yeah.
And besides, Ron Lester sounds like a guy who goes about 135 pounds and has a constant nasal problem or something. No, Ron Lester.
You know Ron.
Yeah, Ron gave us, he gave me a ride home.
Right.
Drew, where were you? I was drunk. He gave me a ride. He gave me a
That's why you were with Ron.
He gave me a ride home from a Oscar party. Told me like going down on the ladies.
Get two chicks in the same bed. Do them.
That's right.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, not only the
He
ladies,
haunts me.
but the professional ladies. He said he didn't mind getting down there with.
He's a good boy.
And I appreciate
talk
you
about a good boy.
I like, he's a wonderful boy.
He's a wonderful lad. But I said to him, I said, Ron, you going down on a hooker is like, it's like getting a rental car and then having it detailed and then bringing it back to the lot on a flatbed. There's just as much in it for you. You understand? Paying $85, getting the tires overhauled, and then pushing it back to the lot and leaving it there.
Ron's got some oral issues.
Kidding. Yeah, I was drunk. He probably said not to talk about
I was
it.
going to say, I'm sure he appreciates you bringing it up.
He probably swore something
All
and
right.
signed something.
All right. So the Popular is very popular. Keep talking about it. I didn't know we were going to have a guest tonight, actually. So
Really?
I'm slightly unprepared. Well, I looked up. See, Ann puts the schedules up.
Oh, my God, Tom Arnold.
Couple of weeks in
Carrot
advance,
Top.
but Ann was out a couple of days.
Insane clown boss.
Uh-oh. What day is that? I'm not showing up that day. Next week?
That's
Wow.
October 25th.
Yeah, I'm gonna be sick that night. Those guys scare me.
They scare the crap out of us.
All right, let's talk about Popular, and then we'll hop on the phones. And really, do I sound wrong in this microphone? Or is it my headphones?
It's your headphones. You sound fine. You're fine.
Does it ever get old? Anderson just went, you always sound bad. You know, it's like, how do I communicate that I don't sound right without being made fun of by coworkers or staff? Is that possible? Kiss my ass.
But now, so the Popular, it's becoming a sort of a
cult phenomenon.
Yes,
phenomenon.
It's very cult. Well, first of all, it's on Fridays at 9 on the WB.
Not since New Coke has there been such a great marketing plan.
You should meet the guy in real life, too. He's fuzzy. It's interesting. It's got some characters that are based in reality, and then there's characters that are based in West Hollywood's reality. And I play a girl who's driven by money and glamour and facade, And if we therapeutically break it down, Dr. Drew, she just wants to be loved. And she's very fear-based, but she holds up this facade to keep away from any sort of emotional intimacy and thus facing possible rejection. So...
Angry?
A bitch, basically.
Angry.
Very angry, very prissy, very girly, was the head cheerleader, but because she was always on her knees, she can't do cheerleading anymore.
Well, it's a good picture. That brown jacket makes you look a little heavy, though.
Oh, I'm heavy. Compared to some LA actors you've had in here, babe? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've got the whole...
No, I'm sorry. I was confused. I thought that was you in the lower right.
Oh, you mistook me for Bryce Johnson?
Yeah,
I think that's the best compliment I've ever had.
I was just kidding, you see.
I'd like to come back as him.
I'd like to come back as one of his buddies.
Uh-oh.
All right, kick that thing and let's take some calls. What do you say there, Drew? Is that going to work? Oh, is it really screwed up? Usually you just have to jiggle something. The screen went out.
The live one.
All right, let me hold on a second. This would be an opportune time to talk about The Man Show.
Why?
Talk about cult popularity.
Why?
Because it's on tonight. It's on right now. On Comedy Central, everybody, 10 o'clock. This is the best episode we've ever done tonight.
Oh, please.
Oh, yes.
What's The Man Show?
How dare
yes.
How
Sorry.
dare you
Here to be a little honest.
pretend you don't know about The Man Show. Okay, we got it fixed. The Man Show is it's the best show on television.
Best show on television.
That's Jesse Ventura, by the way. Jenny? Oh, wait a second. Let's work this out. Jenny?
Yeah.
You're 21.
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Hey, I just saw the Man Show the other night, and I was cracking up laughing. It was with Rosie O'Donnell in the tunnel.
Oh, she fell down the well.
Yeah, that was funny. But my question is...
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, I consider myself gay, but the thing about me is that I enjoy having threesomes.
With males?
With, another woman and a male.
Okay.
And what I want to know is if that is normal. I mean, because I consider myself gay, but I'm still kind of with a man and being with... And,
Yeah.
It sounds a little conflicted, doesn't
What
it?
do you do with the guy during these threesomes?
Well, I pretty much just, am a third person where I participate, but, I'm pretty much
Aha!
the third person in the thing.
All right, what do you do with the guy?
What do I do with the guy?
All right,
Do you have
that's it. I'm putting her a little.
come on.
I've got to swear, I got about this much tonight for
Come
these
on,
idiots.
come on. Hang
I
it.
just spend 10 minutes on one goddamn question. What do you do with the guy?
I give oral,
Okay. Thank
That's
Christ.
it?
and, we do it in a three-way thing.
We don't know what that means.
You do the oral in the three-way thing?
Yeah. Like a group activity.
You make like a circle?
Yeah, pretty much.
The devil's triangle?
Pretty much, yeah, like a triangle thing.
Yeah, my compass would be spinning if I got in there. All right, so you give the oral on the guy. The girl gives the oral on you, and the guy gives the oral on the phone with his buddies. Hey, guess where I am? That's what I'd be doing.
He gets on the phone and calls Ron Lester.
Run.
Oh.
Get two chicks in the same bed.
I can't believe I got on this quick.
All right.
No, but what I want to know is,
No, who cares? Listen, you're screwed up, so all bets are off. You know what I'm saying? You can go in any direction sexually.
well, messed up, so just be happy. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, don't try to hold yourself. It's like
But
what I mean is you're trying to hold your sexuality up to some template that only exists for normal people, and you're pretty whacked out, right? So what do you want? Of course, it's
You
out
sound confused. You sound conflicted.
Yeah,
That's okay.
What else is up with you?
That's pretty much.
You all right? You working okay?
I'm doing good, living a happy life. I want to know if it's.
You all right?
Well, it's not like you're 85 and doing this in the nursing home. So I think at the age of 21, it's okay to sort of go out and have a little bit of fun as long as it's safe.
Yeah.
I think that's fair enough.
Yeah, get your kicks.
Okay, what if I meet somebody and how do I bring this up to some people that this is what I like without.
You mean another female?
Yeah.
So you say you had a steady lesbian relationship and you wanted to bring a guy into the bedroom. Is that what you're saying?
Well, not necessarily.
What are you saying?
Something like that.
What are you saying? Something like that. That isn't going to fly.
All right.
If that's what you need in a intimate relationship, then there's a problem because that is not going to. It's not going to allow.
It's not intimate.
It's not intimate.
Right.
The relationship won't sustain through that.
You're 21, though.
Get some batteries and the right size vibrator.
That's right.
Does that mean it was just cut out?
No.
Oh, okay.
That's the vibrator.
That's not a
We were
vibrator.
doing that little...
The bleep.
Yeah.
Jeremy?
Yes.
You're 17. What's up?
Well, 2 years ago, I had sex with this one chick. She was my friend at the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she was the one that was taking off the clothes and everything like that. And I was like, all right, cool, you know what I'm saying? And then we had sex, and afterwards we went out, you know, had a good time. The next day she told her mom that I raped her. I mean, it was a really drawn-out case. I mean, there was no evidence, you know what I'm saying?
How old were you?
I was 15.
Wow. How old was she?
She was the same age.
4.5. I see. She was 15.
Right.
And why do you think she cried rape? Because her mom found out that you slept with her, or somebody slept with her, and she didn't want her mom to find out that she willingly went along with it?
Well, I think it was because, like, she was kind of tore up down there.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Downstairs?
By what?
Huh?
How did she get torn up?
I don't know. I mean, maybe, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Before you got there?
Oh,
she was-
no, we know
no,
what you're
no.
saying. She's torn up down there. Sure.
And, I mean, she was kind of hurting down there.
Right.
So Monday she goes to school, and she went to the nurse, and the nurse called the police, and there was a rape kit done up, and then, you know, that type of deal.
Yeah. Listen, Drew, if you had a nickel for every time someone pulled a rape kit out one of your bitches, I mean, you'd be a rich man, right?
Well, isn't that interesting?
And see, the thing is now, I'm dating this chick, and I told her, like, flat out about it. And
Sure. Could be upfront about rape.
Right. And she's like, well, I wanted you to do that because at first I was kind of afraid because she might do something like that.
What?
Now that I know that she feels more comfortable about it, you know what I'm saying?
Hold on a second. Let us
React?
let's adjourn to our office and have a quick discussion about the defendant. You know, it's funny. These guys, they start off real innocent. Hey, we went out, and she was kind of begging for sex, so I gave in to her, and now she cried rape. And you're like, well, yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Then it was like, yeah, she's all torn up down there. Uh-huh. And then it's like, so now I got this new chick, you know, and she was telling
convinced.
her about it. And it's like, I'm sure this guy's attorney probably told him the same thing. Stop talking so much. Because it's like, you might as well, here's a shovel. Go ahead. Dig your way to China. Each syllable that comes out of his mouth, he goes from, this poor guy was set up to, let's move to Canada. This
Yeah.
guy's a serial rapist.
Yeah.
It's kind of getting deeper and deeper.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hey, Jeremy?
Yeah.
All right, so now you got a new girl.
Right.
Who was convinced you were going to rape her?
Right. No. No, she's totally cool with me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Now that she knows you are or have thought about rape,
She was kind of afraid at first.
that you might rape her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Didn't I
Because
just say she was afraid you were going to rape her?
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's an idiot. Because she'd heard that you'd had this problem?
No. She's like
vibe.
a real pretty type, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, good-looking girls know they're going to get raped at one point or another. And that's they can walk around with their head on a swivel like a good middle linebacker dropping back into his hook zone during a pass play. Got to keep your eyes moving. All right, so she was scared you're going to rape her, and rightfully so. And as it turns out, even though you'd had a rape conviction, ironically enough, you weren't
convicted.
Oh, you didn't get convicted.
No, I mean, it was
Rape
dropped
case.
and everything.
It was dropped. All right, so now you're not going to rape this one, but so now where are we?
Well, this weekend I got this party coming up, and she might want to do something. I'm afraid that, you know what I'm saying?
Good. Stay that way.
Wait
That's
a minute.
fine.
You're afraid that what?
I'm afraid that if I do something, she might do the same thing. She might
Good.
try rape.
Cry rape again?
Well, how old are you this time, and how old is she this time?
I'm 17 and she's 16.
Okay. Well, listen. First off, don't tear her up down there.
Right. Well, she's a virgin.
If you can avoid that.
Oh, well.
Oh, she's a virgin.
Yeah. What is,
Oh, okay. Well, I see. All right. Well, that eliminates that potential. So go at her.
the guy's thinking is all screwed up, right?
Yeah, everyone that calls this show is somewhere between retard and supertard, basically, is how it goes. You know, they make points that don't have a point. You know, I go, well, don't tear her up down there. Oh, yeah, well, she's a virgin. Like, oh, okay. Oh, all right. Oh, sorry, my mistake.
Well, it's interesting that he's getting ready to, supposedly getting ready to make love to his new girlfriend, and he's got this whole rape thing on his mind.
Yeah, but she is not.
Gives me the creeps,
yeah, she is
guy.
not interested in having sex
All
with
right,
him.
Jeremy.
Guaranteed.
Listen, just be careful, buddy.
She is not interested in having sex. If you end up having sex, evaluate that situation very carefully because she's a virgin.
Take it slow.
She's not
wear
going
a
to
condom.
be. You don't know her yet. It's going to take some time.
You do what I do. You get him to sign a release. Oh, yes.
And a time card.
Yeah, but release and a time card. You punch in.
And a permission slip from your parents.
That's right. I need a note, and I need one of those, the same thing you use when you're filming on the street and you talk to somebody. You get them to sign that.
Release form.
Release. Yeah, release form. Same it's standard stuff in the industry. Sarah?
Yes.
You're 21?
Yeah.
What's up?
Well, I was just wondering if, when my boyfriend was younger, he used to wrestle around with his brothers a lot, and he said he got hit in the scrotum a lot. Will that prevent him from having kids?
No.
Not likely.
Okay.
How old is he?
22.
All right.
What put you down that bizarre path?
Because we've been together for 3 years, and I had a child when I was 17, not from him.
Yeah.
And we've never used any kind of protection.
Well, go ahead and start.
Genius.
Yeah.
You've been very lucky.
Yeah.
You idiot. Why don't you use protection?
Because we've never gotten pregnant.
Well, you're going to.
Oh, man, are you dumb?
Are you going to wait till you get pregnant to start using protection? That's
Well,
a little
we-
backwards.
We want a kid. He's already graduated from college. We've been together for 3 years. We want one.
When did you get married first?
Because we don't want to get married.
Why not?
Because that's just legal paperwork. That's not everybody has to get married to have a kid.
No.
Well, no, but if you're in the hospital and you're dying, it gives him some rights.
And why
He
not?
signs his name to the birth certificate. He has the rights.
No, not to you. Why don't you ask him to? I mean, it's a way of sort of formalizing his commitment to you and your commitment to
who
him.
cares? Like, don't get married. But what about the first kid? Where's the first dad?
I've just never had anything to do with him.
Do you want to do that again?
No.
That's what road you're heading down.
No, it's not.
it's not.
She's fine. It's been 3 years. Where's this first kid? Have you screwed this kid up yet?
No, he's the most.
Oh, he.
My daughter-
Oh, I hate that. Oh, it's a girl?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
My
Good.
daughter considers.
Him as her dad.
Yeah, and he's wonderful with her.
Okay.
I couldn't ask for a better dad.
Well, on
All
her
right.
behalf, then why not form a family?
Oh.
A legal unit that is the family that requires him to
She don't
protect
wanna
your
do it.
children.
What college did this guy graduate from?
No.
The University of New Mexico.
No, that's not a real college. What is that? What do? They fire. They fire ceramics out in ditches filled with leaves and twigs or something, right? And they build like adobe huts and stuff. I mean, what are they doing at University of New Mexico? They don't do anything. What's the name of that University of New Mexico? What's the name of the team?
The mascot?
Lobos.
The Lobos. Wolves. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Listen, he's a wolf, this guy. All right, sir. You're fine. I hope, you listen, just give it, you're so young. Just give it a couple more years, then you have a kid, all right? Let him get his career going. Let him make some money. I mean, hasn't money been tight with him going to college and everything?
Kinda. But now that he's finished, we were thinking he's done with school and everything will be going better now.
Well, why don't we wait till it goes better?
Who supports you guys?
Excuse me?
Who pays for his schooling?
He does.
And he pays for your daughter and your housing?
We
and food?
both work.
All right.
Wow.
That's great, mother.
Okay.
Oh, who watches the kid while you work?
I have a babysitter.
All right.
We work, I'll work and he'll be at home or at class and have a babysitter while he's in class, and then I'm at home while he's at work.
Okay. All right, Sarah.
Okay.
Just take it slow. Make some money. Here's what I want to say to everybody. You can get by. Everyone can get by. People have that ability. I mean, your plane can go down in the mountains, and you can survive the winter. Most likely, I saw that movie. You can survive, but why?
Yeah.
Why do it that way? Why not establish yourself? Why not make some money? If you got 3 kids, why not have yourself a nice big minivan so you don't have to ride in the bed of the truck? You know, why not have an apartment or a house that has 3 or 4 bedrooms so everyone gets their own bedroom and the kids don't have to sleep on top of each other? Why not? Why not? Why not? Yeah, you can make it, but why? Why pin yourself up against the wall that way? Make a few bucks, get yourself established, get a house, get some dental care and some medical care, get everything
it's more
set up,
those sorts of
and
things.
then have a kid.
As you know, those the car parking tickets and the dental care and that kind of stuff is what puts you over the edge if you're not prepared.
Yeah, why make it such a struggle?
But what is this thing about marriage? It's the man's instrument. I mean, I didn't heard that attitude before about it.
Drew, when you say the man, you mean the man, not males.
Yeah,
right. Here's my take on this. She probably denied. I bet he doesn't really want to get married.
That's the point.
And so she's buying into it and pretending like she doesn't want it either.
Absolutely.
Because she's saving some face and some pride.
Yes, he's going to be on to the next thing, and that's that.
And her thing is
well, yeah, once she gets pregnant, he'll be on.
her thing is I got to get a kid with this dude
to
lock
him.
it. Yeah, because I can't lock him with the wedding. I'm going to lock him with
because the wedding
sperm.
is just a piece of paper, and that's the man's paper. That's the man's instrument.
Listen, there ain't a 21-year-old non-lesbian chick alive who is with a guy who is the father of her child, essentially, her 3-year-old, who wants to have a child with this man who doesn't want to get married to him. She's just selling us. She's selling us a bill of goods. David?
Yeah.
You're 15?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the Man Show's on right now.
It is.
Comedy Central, everybody.
David?
All right. I don't like his attitude. That's why. Hey, you know, the Man Show's on. It is? Yeah, Comedy Central. Is he stoned? Is that his question? Hold on a second. David, are you really stoned?
No.
No? All right. Well, now you got to pay. I'm putting you on hold because that would have been the only acceptable excuse, you being really big. All right, turn that show on. I want to go watch it. Ann Anderson, is it on? Is it a commercial? No? All right, we'll take a little break. We'll be back.
Oh yeah, everybody now. LoveLine will be right back.
Tonight from Popular, Friday night, 9 o'clock, WWWB, everybody.
I don't know something about San Francisco. I was just telling Tammy about the conference. I had a great time with my wife. I spent some days time with her, finally alone.
Really?
Great.
She was conscious during that period?
We had a great
good time.
We had a great time.
Interesting.
Nice.
Interesting. San Francisco's a beautiful town. I love that San Francisco. I drive over that bridge.
Yeah, it is beautiful. I had a different sort
What's that big bridge called?
Which one? The Bay or the bigger one?
Yeah, the bigger one. The even bigger one.
It's the red one. It's called the Red Bridge.
Kind of yeah.
But that town is high on itself.
Yes.
You notice that? A
Yes.
lot of very self-preoccupied.
There's some
The
tude floating around there.
The .com thing, I really changed the attitude there.
Yeah.
People are very nice. They're very nice, very smart. Very nice.
People traditionally complain about old money, like Thurston Howell III type of money. But I could make an argument against new money. I'm talking about rap stars, athletes, and .comers. Young people with a big fat wallet, a little testosterone sprinkled into that piggy bank. That's a bad scene. That's worse. You know what I mean? That means bad jewelry, bad cars, bad clothing, and a big mouth. People do. They make fun of like the old white rich guy, but whose father was rich and whose father's father was rich and whose father came over to this country rich. But you know what? Those guys know how to act. They just shut up. They may say things about you when you're not around, but they're not. They don't have like a $70,000 convertible with the stereo all the way up at 4:30 in the morning.
And solid gold tires.
Yeah, and they're wearing like a gold lame parka. They're not assholes. In other words, they're their own kind of asshole, but not the kind that's going to affect your life. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Frisco does have a little sort of new money tude over there. And you know what? The thing about
It's impressed with it.
I'll tell you the thing about San Francisco. Everyone who lives in San Francisco figures they're smarter than you are.
Yes,
that's
what
what it is.
They're impressed with themselves.
They're smart.
And you know what? Some of them are.
Well, yeah, they have
a lot of that going on there.
But if you're from L.A., you're an a-hole.
Yeah, well, that's true.
And
Yeah.
That's fact.
I'll put that down.
They're living up there, and they're geniuses, and they're smarter than you are. And by the way, even if you, on some sort of outside chance, you happen to make more money than they do, it's only because they're keeping it real and they're artists. Yes, there is that attitude. Marcus?
Yeah.
You're 19. What's up?
Yeah, I was wondering what a wet dream is.
Well, you have it.
Ladies, man.
You're 19?
Right.
You haven't got to the bottom of that one yet?
Nah, because they, explained it to me in 13 when I was, 6th grade, but I didn't understand it.
Okay.
Do you masturbate?
Yeah.
Okay, pretend you're masturbating while you're asleep.
You got to masturbate while you sleep.
No. Some people do that, but that's not what happens. It just your brain triggers a spinal reflex and you emit things.
No, it's God giving you a hand job. Basically,
That's the other way of looking at it.
it's God giving you a reach around.
Or frontal release. Yeah.
Everybody up for some
That's
church
right.
after this? All right.
No, you fall asleep, you dream of sex, and you have an orgasm. Is orgasm too
What?
too advanced a word for Marcus?
No, that's all right.
You make a on your sheet, and that's what happens. Oh, for Christ's sake, he's 19. Doesn't this guy have... Hold on a second. Marcus, I don't believe you.
No, for real, I dream of sex a lot, you know what I'm saying? But,
Don't you have friends?
yeah,
Don't they tell you, or are you scared to ask?
nah.
They won't tell you.
Well, a guy's at
I
the age
never
of 17
really
or
asked
18
nobody.
isn't going to turn to his other guy friends and be like, I don't know what the hell this is.
Well, maybe you're right. Okay, well...
He's going to keep some machoism to himself.
Well, hold on
Sure,
a
what
second.
this-
let me
this group
just...
of friends did.
First off, how dare you? And secondly, how dare you bring up my integrity in front
His
of
friends,
the guests
his
this
friends,
way.
they talk about masturbation since they were 12. No. When Adam came clean with the fact that he hadn't masturbated by the time he was 15,
16.
they shoved him in the bathroom with an instrument and said, "Go."
It was
Finish.
a concert cello.
Really?
Mark, hold on a second. I'll get to that
Flugelhorn.
story in a second. Marcus?
Right.
Okay. You know how you can wet the bed in the middle of the night if you have a
Like,
dream?
Going to the bathroom.
You have okay.
Yeah,
okay.
there you go. There you
Okay. Now replace urine with sperm and replace the dream where you're off a bridge and banging a chick on a bridge, and there you have it. All right. I think I illustrated that well for him.
The instrument was actually an electric toothbrush. I recall. Is that,
Yeah.
they should,
Ouch.
that should no.
They use the
Bristles
backside.
or no bristles?
use
All
the
right.
The
backside.
non-working
All right.
end.
Yeah.
But there should be some.
This is a business end. I took all the enamel off my Johnson.
No cavities there.
Oh,
there needs
forget
to
about
be-
the brush. It was the floss in it. Damn near cut the circulation off to
There
the thing.
needs to be some sort of. We need to emboss that or
Put it in
find that. Yes, we have to find that.
that toothbrush?
Yes.
I think it's over at Chris's mom's place. She moved out to Sacramento.
We got to find that. It's
No,
a very special
basically,
toothbrush.
I was a late bloomer with the masturbation, and my friends found out that I wasn't masturbating, and they were outraged, and told me this was going to change.
Now, did it never cross your mind, or
To masturbate?
yeah, or that maybe touching your privates would feel good?
You know, it's a strange thing, and Drew, you jump in and help me out here, but everyone
Sure.
seems to have their own sort of clock when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And some go a little early, and some go a little late. But I don't know if you can go back and sort of dissect it and
Yeah.
question it. It just
Yeah.
kind of is. Some guys...
Like it just never crossed your mind?
It's weird in that, my family wasn't religious, and they were... Well, actually... Is paganism a religion? And
Of
what about
sorts.
Santeria? Is that considered
a-
religion?
yeah, kind of.
Well, my father was pagan. My mom was into Santeria, and so no.
She believes
so,
you.
all right.
She's looking for
I was
confirmation
like-
over here.
The
Really?
po-
Nice.
The point is
What have I got myself into?
there wasn't any guilt trips or anything.
Right. So it's not like you were raised Catholic
No.
where...
I was left alone, basically.
But you were
alone.
pissed and you were busy surviving and trying to find food.
Yeah, I was.
Oh, well,
I was like
geez.
a pack
Hello,
rat.
mention
Yeah.
that part. There's other things
No,
more
I
important.
wasn't going through dumpsters, but
You're other people's pantries.
yeah,
Doesn't make you a bad
I
person.
ate over at other people's houses a lot.
You had no
but
privacy in your house.
I had time to actually, well, the very first time I masturbated was at my friend's house.
That's right.
So that's a
That's
good
the point.
It's a very good point.
Yeah.
Okay, but I think that all guys have a sort of schedule, left alone. I mean, without, someone smacking their nuts with a Bible and, holding having an exorcism.
But in a
over
way,
the
some
penis.
guys, to some extent, the exact opposite's happening to our young males, that they're being bombarded with all this material on the web and stuff.
Right.
So things are happening
Right.
earlier and quicker.
But would
Right.
you agree that if you took, 20 guys and you sort of left them alone,
It would happen at a different time.
it would
Oh,
happen
sure.
at different times, but it'd be somewhere between 13 and 16. And 16 would be on the late side. 13 would probably be on the earlier
I
side.
think you're going to see 11 to 16.
Drew got going at what, 10 and a half?
He came out doing it.
Drew got it early. Or Drew did something early because every time I say 13, he rolls his eyes. And wants to say something about it, but he never does. So but in my experience with my buddies, I would say most of them got going about 14 and a half, something like that. Maybe 13 and a half,
I think 13,
something
yeah.
like that.
That's
So
our average.
anyway, 13 and 16, somewhere in there. I got a late start, but don't worry.
You've made up for it.
More than.
Okay.
You understand? Way more. David?
But you're continually trying to catch up, like every day.
That's right. I didn't have myself yesterday, by the way.
Are you all right?
I'm okay now, yeah.
You mean
thanks.
the second time you didn't?
Yeah, thanks for calling, Drew. You should have known. David?
Yeah.
You're 15.
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, I kind of have a problem. My girlfriend is kind of pregnant. She's 14. And I just found out about it today. And
how far into her pregnancy is she?
I'm guessing about 5 months. 4 or 5.
5 months?
Yeah,
I think David's bogus.
Yeah, well,
I don't believe him.
I almost don't believe him. But how did you not know about it?
Well, I kind of noticed she was kind of getting chubbier, but it's like she doesn't tell me when like her period comes or anything like that. And I just noticed that her stomach had been hurting a lot lately, and I asked her, what's wrong? And she told me she hadn't had her period in a while.
Her stomach is hurting? What does that mean?
Like inside, she was having like stomach pains. And that's what she basically told me. She was having like kind of stomach pains, and it was kind of popping out.
Her stomach was popping out.
Yeah.
Well, it's too early in the pregnancy for that, and pain isn't usually part of pregnancy. So at that stage, anyway.
It's what, 5 months too early for the popping
you
out?
often don't see anything, and the only pains you have are like contractions and so that kind of thing later.
It's not like that much, because she used to be like really thin before, but now she's like a little bit thicker. But it's just like in that one section. The rest of her like is flat, and then there's like a lump.
Hey, can you turn the offspring down back there?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Who is that back there?
That was Metallica.
Oh, okay. Turn that Metallica down. Oh, Jesus, you're going to make a hell of a dad. You're sitting home listening to Metallica? Jeez, you're probably going to perform some sort of satanic ritual on that kid.
What's your question, actually?
Yeah, well, she's way too young. Well, we were too young to, like, have a baby, and we wanted to, like, what can we do to, like, go through and then, like,
just give it up for adoption.
Is it 5 months too late for an abortion?
Yeah. Not when I'm in power.
I think it depends on the
I'm gonna legalize 10-month abortions. The kid can be up to a month old, and you can still put it down. David, thanks for laughing, by the way. It's nice.
It's disturbing.
I'm going to have the 1 year rule, I'll call it, from the time of inception until 1 year from that point.
That's when life begins?
Life begins when you learn how to program the VCR.
Life begins when mom gives birth to you at the prom, huh?
Mm-hmm. That's right. It ends in the dumpster of the women's room at the Ramada Inn.
You need to, David, go talk to somebody who can help you with these sorts of issues. Can I give you a number?
Yeah, I kind of do need one.
Okay. Yeah, and you can see about giving the child up for adoption. That would be the best way.
The thing is that we don't want her mom to find out.
All right.
Oh.
1-800-230-PLAN or 1-800-942-1054.
Did you write that down, David?
Yeah, I got it.
Are you sure?
He's putting it in his computer or something.
Yeah, I'm typing it.
Really?
Yeah, I can hear him
All
typing.
right, it's already way ahead of me. I can't type that fast. That'd be 45 minutes for me. I'd be looking at the keyboard. I swear to Christ, there's no 3 on this. No, there's no 3. I swear to, come over and look. I'll bet you 100. I type. That's how I type. I type and I go, okay, where's the G? Who took the G? The G was here before lunch. I'm staring at it. There's no G on here, and I can stare at it and not find it. Does that mean, is that stupid, or is there something wrong with me?
Both.
You'd say the lion's share of it would be stupid, though, right?
No, I think there's
with
something
like
wrong.
A sprinkling of something
I'll
wrong?
give this something wrong, but I know how you object to people blaming their mental status on syndromes like
I don't like
dyslexia. And
well,
things. I wouldn't want to give you any out. So
I've had many a kind person try to claim I was dyslexic, and I tell them, no, I don't know how to read. That's different. It's like, let's suppose you didn't speak Spanish fluently. Would you have an affliction, or maybe you just never learned?
Right.
You know what I mean? I mean, and people don't understand that about reading. You cannot learn reading, and you won't know how to read quite easily. It's very easy. You take a kid, lock him in a refrigerator, put a few air holes in it, and then pop him out at 18. Let's see if he knows how to read. That's basically how I grew up. So, is that dyslexia? Not everyone who doesn't know how to read has dyslexia.
But you tend to get fixated on self-stimulation when you've been in a refrigerator so long. So that makes sense.
Well, they shouldn't have left that mayonnaise jar in there. Oh, yeah.
That's my main mayonnaise.
That's my rap name, man. A's with a Z. We're going to take ourselves a little break. When we come back, we're going to talk to we're going to talk to Sarah. Sarah, 17, gave boyfriend a blowjob, now has a painful bump inside her mouth. We'll talk to Sarah after this.
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. 1-800-LOVE-191. We'll be right back.
Nick, LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. He is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Tammy Lynn Michaels is our guest tonight. She is from Popular. We're having a very fascinating discussion during the break about what a mess everyone's family is.
You know, we need a LoveLine commercial show. Just string together the discussions we have during the commercials.
Yeah. I don't think people enjoy the regular show, though, Drew. You think they'd
That's the point. We can salvage this thing by stringing together the little snippets of conversation we have during the commercial.
Well, the thing I wanted to say, I was talking to someone over the weekend about this, which is Tammy's obviously interested in how people work, and I know Drew is endlessly fascinated in that, and I am too, because it gives me more fuel to hate them. Yeah, really does. They anger me, but I'm interested in how they work. And I was saying to someone this weekend, there's a lot of people that just go through life and they're raised in a certain environment or culture where there's not much emphasis put on that. And there's a lot of you who are listening to me right now who could give a rat's ass about that aspect of life.
Yeah, it's so strange.
And I'm telling you, everybody, you are living smack dab in the middle of a population where if you learn how you work and your neighbor works and your girlfriend and your boyfriend and your mom, your dad, and your boss work, you're going to have a step up.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just an awareness.
Life will be a lot easier if you do just a little bit of work in that department. And we hear all day long about getting your master's degree to give you a step up on the competition and working out, or reading Men's Health magazine, which is basically a gay rag, but give you that extra edge at work and in the bedroom and all that other nonsense. Here's the deal. Figure out yourself, psychology, and people. That's who you live amongst. You're not Ted Kaczynski. You're right in the middle of it. Everything you do is sort of dependent on that. And there's people you want to do what you want them to do, and they want you to do what they want you to do.
And I think even more important,
you better do it.
But just know how to realistically appraise who you're dealing with, and have a sense of what your feelings are, and read them and understand them, and take responsibility for them. And that's it.
I cannot understand why there's almost no value put on that in this society.
Yeah. Well, I think that the first step that you have to do is just show up for people. Just show up in your body, as opposed to in just sort of a black hole where, you know what, it's safe. It's safe to sort of check out and carry on a life within your head and not take in the information around you that people give you, that you work with, that you live with. And it's easy to stay in that black hole.
I don't know what our guest said, but let's take some calls.
Hey!
I think you're talking about the whole phenomenon of transference, where you just are automatically who you are, and you expect other people to be a certain way, as opposed to just being aware. Who is that person in reality? Not how do you see them through the prism of how Dad taught you.
And don't go through life casting a play. Alcoholic boyfriend, boss who doesn't appreciate you or understand you.
Right.
It's all the same. Magically, you cast the play in junior high, then you can't recast in high school, then you recast in junior college, and
then you
recast
cast the big
play
production
is your kids and your husband, or your kids and your wife, or whoever it works. That's when you hit Broadway.
That's Broadway, yeah.
Yeah, then you screw your kids up, and then magically your kids
do the same thing.
Well, they're understudies.
Yeah.
If something should happen to you, they got all the dialogue down for your part.
Yep.
They're going to step right in and keep the show going. So, everyone, please just mellow out with that. Just get into psychology just a little bit.
Just a little psychology, bit. People freak out about that.
Okay.
Just understand things. Just be aware.
You're a human, and you interact with humans every single day.
There you go.
Just learn about the humans a little bit.
Yeah, that's all.
Okay, thank you. Sarah? You're 17. What's up?
Yeah, hi. I just want to say, Dr. Drew, you're really smart. I love you. And Adam, you're hilarious. I just love you.
Thank
I
you.
love you guys all night. Okay, about a couple days ago, I gave my guy a blowjob, and now I have these, like, bumps inside of my mouth.
Can you describe them any more than that to me?
They're kind of like, they're like a little red, and then it's white, like full of pus.
Huh?
And they hurt a lot.
Where are they?
Excuse me?
Where are they?
They're right in the side of the corner.
Right in the corner of your mouth?
Like on the skin, sort of.
Yeah.
You said they're inside your mouth.
Yeah. Like on the side.
Like almost inside.
Yeah.
Okay, see, your mouth, there's this opening, and there's this stuff that goes around the opening. They're called lips.
Mm-hmm.
You with me?
It sounds like you're describing something that's sort of on your lip.
Might it be on the lip?
Like, there's some on, like, the corner of my lip.
Okay, is it like a cold sore?
No, and then it is inside. It's like...
Right, but your lip goes inside your mouth, too.
Don't bother.
You pre-med, Sarah?
And is it both sides? Anatomic PhD. Anatomy PhD. Anytime, both sides. Are you on any medication?
No.
Do you have acne or use acne creams, anything like that?
No.
And when you were doing this thing, did you notice that the corners of your mouth tore or got irritated?
Oh, I wish I could tear a chick's mouth.
It was just, like...
I couldn't get Bernadette Peters' mouth to tear with my penis with.
Does the inside of your mouth sore at all?
Yeah, kind of.
Sometimes yeast infections in the mouth will cause what's called cheilitis or chelosis, which is what you describe.
You don't think she has herpes?
That's more inside the mouth. This is the corners of the mouth, which is cheilitis, and that is typically medication, vitamin issues, yeast inside the mouth, and you're on no other medications at all. Nothing else going on.
Yeah, nothing else.
Nothing. No birth control pills.
It is in the corner of your lip.
Yeah.
No birth control pills. Nothing.
Okay.
Well, it's probably going to go away by itself.
Okay.
I wouldn't do any. You can use a little Cortade over the counter. Sometimes that takes care of it. And if it is a yeast in your mouth and the soreness stays in your mouth, you ought to have somebody take a look at that.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Drew, I brought you a 3-pack of my favorite chapstick, by the way, today.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's out in the car. I'm going to go get that for you. I want you to promise to use it. You'll enjoy it much more than that high-priced foo-foo stuff you import from Paris.
I like just chapstick.
No.
This is your stuff.
Chapstick is like just
wax,
break a candle off and rub it on your face. Susie Chaffee, my ass. Popeye?
Pretending to sleep. Maybe this is Ron.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Are you kidding me? Is that him snoring?
No, he's kidding.
I have no idea what this is. All right, hold on. Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, we'll get back to Popeye.
Genius.
Huh?
All right.
Kenny.
Yes, sir.
You're 19. What's up?
Well, within the last 3 days, my left nut's been kind of swelling up. It's been hurting every time I pee and after a sexual experience. And
after you pee?
Yes, well, kind of.
All right, go ahead. What's the question?
Well, tonight, I just got out of the shower and I was checking it the way they say you're supposed to check for testicular cancer or whatever. And I felt a lump, and now I'm like having a nervous breakdown.
Is it tender, that lump?
I'm sorry?
Was the lump tender?
Kind of, but well.
Hold on, everything on your nuts is tender. Are you kidding me?
Did it hurt when you put
an anvil, if it was growing inside your sack, would be tender.
Anvil near your sack is the problem.
Oh my God.
But Kenny, look, you probably have epididymitis or a cystocele, something like that, because those are the things that typically hurt. And cancer feels hard, like a rock.
I'm sorry to interrupt. My whole left nut just full.
The swelling and all is like more goes along with epididymitis. So tomorrow, see the doctor. It might be from you said you're sexually active, right?
Yes.
So it could be the result of that, and it is something important to get treated.
Because I don't know,
Kenny, I think it's infection. I don't think it's tumor.
Sure.
I'm not sure because I can't feel the
He stakes his reputation on it.
But it sounds more like epididymitis, that kind of thing. Okay,
hey, Kenny.
Yes, sir.
If you die of scrotum cancer, Drew will issue a public apology.
Is that a promise?
I will make him do it.
That's
all right.
All right, then. Hey.
All right, and deliver your eulogy as well.
Yes, sir.
So that's going to help you sleep tonight, right, buddy?
I guess.
Yeah, he stands behind his diagnoses.
Yeah, all right. It helps to wear like the jockey shorts too. It helps the lymphatic drainage of the
I mean, well, all right. Well, I'm
wear
wear
the jockey shorts tonight. It helps it feel less painful.
Really?
Yeah.
Jockey shorts
in bed.
Yeah,
like a.
That's one to grab on there.
Yeah.
Why?
It supports it up. I mean, so gravity is not the lymphatics drain better when it's pulled up.
I've taken to not wearing underpants lately. All right, we'll be back.
LoveLine. We'll be right back.
Shandala.
Okay.
Hey, it's LoveLine. I'm rolling our phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. What band is that? Oh, that's Disturbed? I like that song. At least that part. Tammy Lynn Michaels is our guest tonight. She's from Popular Friday Night, WB, in its third season. Second season. Third season.
Second season.
Well, you don't want to say second and have it be third.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
True.
It's second Smash season again, 9 o'clock Friday nights. And, Drew, you ready to rock here? All right. Let's speak to Robert. Robert?
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
Hey, I was just wondering what the long-term effects of weed was.
Well, we're talking to him right now.
You start sounding like Snoop Dogg. Yeah. That's what happens.
Well, it's interesting. In teenagers, the effects may be more substantial than in adults. But there's some evidence that it actually may cause some brain shrinkage at a time when you really need to call upon your brain to sort of meet new and develop new developmental coping strategies. Is he understanding of this?
No. Listen.
You F up when you're a teenager if you smoke a lot of pot.
Right.
And later on...
I don't think you understood it. Pot, bad. Heat, bad.
Kimasabi.
You must smoke plenty bong load and travel for many moon. And you don't make much wampum later in life.
And if
you live off stream water in Pemmican, and you're a slave to the white man.
As adult, you can do better. You can do okay with it for a while, but eventually, essentially everyone will get depressed. You can get panic attacks. You can get severe anxieties, and these can be long-term, though usually they resolve within 6 to 12 months of stopping the pot.
You're bumming aside. Robert, listen, here's all I know about the weed. We always know the guys who smoke a lot of it, and that's not a good sign. Anytime you're talking about a drug, whatever it is, booze, heroin, pot, coke, whatever, if you know the people that are doing it's bad.
You can tell.
Yeah, it's bad when a guy
Easily
shows
tell.
up and you go, whew, someo's been drinking. And I don't mean that night.
Yeah.
I mean just over the
In
course
general.
of a few years. Yeah, over a few, You start looking like Otis from Mayberry. You've probably been doing some drinking. And I'm saying, we talk to people all the time who smoke a lot of weed, and lo and behold, we know they smoke a lot of weed, 3 syllables into their question, and they think it's not a problem, but believe me, if we know, and we're just talking to you over the phone, and you barely got out a full sentence, and we know you're smoking the weed, that's bad, because it's affecting you. It's slowing you down.
You know,
you're not as sharp as you could be.
You're gonna. I thought of you at this conference I was just at. We were talking about hallucinogens, and it turns out there's a part of the brain called the amygdala, which sits up here in the temporal lobes.
Sure.
And it's a part of the brain that monitors for novelty. In other words, when there's a change in the environment, like when it's quiet, some noise acts, it picks up that there's been a change. And mushrooms and acid sort of hyper-stimulate that region, so things that are routine seem novel and new.
Yes, I've
Isn't
talked
that
about this
interesting?
before.
And they seem like brand new, like you're seeing them for the first time, and you start interpreting them in a different way.
Yeah, you're like a newborn, but with thesaurus or something.
Exactly.
Yeah, everything's free. I've told the story many times, getting high on mushrooms and seeing a commercial for Lee press-on nails and thinking what a bizarre society we live in, that women take long pieces of red plastic and then they stick them to the end of their fingers so they can become more attractive to the males.
Well, how about women just taking big balls of weird plastic and sticking them in their breasts?
Under their skin.
That's even weirder. And you know what? You guys like it, so
No, not when I'm
look
high.
at that.
Not when I'm high on mushrooms. But you see, when I got high on mushrooms, it was so long ago that at least first time, because I'm high right now. But no, the first time I got high on mushrooms, it was so long ago. And I had such a profound experience, but there wasn't really breast augmentation going on so much back then. So it wasn't something I could freak out.
Like, yeah.
Plus, I didn't see a commercial for it. But I did see the Lee press-on nails commercial. And it really freaked me out because, basically your fingernails are sort of the human equivalent to claws. Yeah. I mean, those are kind of your claws. And the idea that they should be sort of blood red was a little bit, and extended, was a little bit bizarre, and I read more into it than maybe the ladies probably wanted me to at the time. But bloody red extended claws was not a good thing.
And to some extent, pot does the same thing.
It
pot does some of that same novelty.
Except for you start laughing before you really dig into it.
Probably some people have more of that influence than others, and that's what makes it, some of the euphoria is about things seeming. Yeah. And by the same token, when you've been stimulating that too long, nothing seems novel. Nothing is interesting.
Right.
So then,
if you smoke pot for a long time and you get to that point where it's not novel anymore, then when you stop smoking pot, is that where some of the depression comes, that you just can't get anything exciting?
Exactly. Nothing is interesting.
Right. So it's like chasing the dragon, that first high, and you go to more and more and more.
Well, it's kind of. And then the
no, not at all, Tammy.
Well, it's kind of, but the hallmark of depression is loss of enjoyment of previously enjoyable activities. That's the essential feature of depression.
Interesting.
So that's what pot does.
I don't know.
Yeah. You'll find that the people call this show. Well, basically, here's what it is. It's when you're stupid, it's how you act. People call this show and I say, hey, I'm talking to some chick and I go, listen, your boyfriend's going to get fired from his job over at the batting cage. And as it turns out, her boyfriend does work at the batting cage.
Without us, it was weird.
But she never mentioned her boyfriend worked at the batting cage. I was just making a joke. And she doesn't find that novel at all, that I guess that her boyfriend worked at a batting cage.
Went,
Right.
And
now that's stupid.
Yeah.
But stupid will put you... Now, pot will make you stupid. So, you know what I'm saying? I wonder if that novel part of your brain...
Yeah, not being able to distinguish interesting and different from normal, from baseline.
Right. That's stupid, and pot can make you stupid if you smoke enough of it. But listen, I'm not against weed. I'm just against 15-year-olds getting baked every day. Shannon?
Yeah?
You're 26.
Yes.
What's up?
My boyfriend has osteoarthritis in his knees, and it's a strange variety of osteoarthritis. And one of the symptoms that causes him to have is psoriasis.
No, that's not osteoarthritis. That's psoriatic arthritis.
Okay.
That's a totally different thing.
Okay.
He has it in his hands, too, probably.
Not at this point.
But he will.
Okay.
Well, you got that to look forward to.
Great.
Yeah. And he has psoriasis? Does he have psoriasis in his knees or just on his body?
Psoriasis has a form of arthritis, of rheumatoid arthritis associated with it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's God punishing you.
There's 3 or 4 different... Well,
why can't you get rid of psoriasis? Can't you dip people in something? Why can't you kill stuff?
There's ways to treat it, but it's an autoimmune disease. And when it's with the arthritis, it shows it's a more generalized immune attack on the body.
How old is your boyfriend?
31.
Fantastic.
What's the question?
The question is, we've both been tested for STDs. Neither one of us have anything. The question is the psoriasis transmittable to me?
No. It's an autoimmune disease. His immune system is attacking his body.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Why does it... it comes out in the form of some sort of skin problem, right? Psoriasis. And where is it? Where in your body is it usually happen?
The extensor surfaces here, and the non-sun exposed more than other areas.
So it's good to be in the sun, by the way, for that, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. No, you'll be
Venus
fine,
is a
Shannon.
common place for psoriasis.
Oh, it is?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's not in the sun that much.
That's right. Not
his.
In the atoms.
You walk around with it out, it gets a little sun. Sure. Hey, I got a note from my doctor.
I've got to come to work naked, guys. Let me just set this over here on the counter next to my coffee.
Yeah.
Is he getting methotrexate or anything for his arthritis?
Yeah, he's getting treatment for that.
What's he getting? What's he taking?
Arthritis. I'm not sure.
Prednisone?
Exactly off the top of my head what he's getting, but
Prednisone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an arthritis thing? I thought the chicks took that. Or what am I thinking of?
You're thinking of progesterone.
I'm thinking of Premarin. Yeah. All right. They should start them with different letters. Kyle?
You really should have been a pharmacist.
Hey.
Starts with a P, you take it. I don't care.
Well, no.
It's all the same. And they should have changed the name, damn it.
Oh, I just thought of one of the, I was thinking, I drive around. You guys think I'm kidding. I drive around and think about what I would do when I'm in charge.
You know what? I believe you do that.
Yeah.
That's how scared I am.
You know, one of my, well, first off, I called a wrong number tonight on the cell phone on the freeway when you take the phone and you try to ram it inside your eardrum because there's too much noise going on, you can't hear. And you get that, and then the guy says, hey, you've called the wrong number. And I think to myself, every goddamn time I hear that thing, I think to myself, what about if the recording just came on where the guy said you've called the wrong number? How confusing would that be? Why do I need the sound of a cat being tumbled inside a trash can before the guys? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Why do I need that sound? Why do I need that MRI sound, Drew, before I get to the guy's voice? Someone's got to give me that answer because it drives me insane, and I'm driving on the freeway, and I'm thinking, gone. When I'm in power, gone.
First order of business.
Gone. That goddamn screeching on the blackboard before the recording, gone. What is the danger of that? Are you going to keep talking? Sorry, you have called the wrong... No, wait a minute, dude. Hear me out. We need that sound. Why do we have that? Ooh, that sound. That's the second thing that's gone when I'm in charge. Now, what were we just talking about? You know what else is gone? Push and pull on the doors.
They're too similar?
PU. 4 letters? Gone. Gone. I changed one. It's just like yank. One is yank.
Yank or kick.
I hit that door with a head of steam. I'm not concentrating. Bang! The big aluminum thing. Everyone in the restaurant turns and looks at what's going on. They think some sort of hostage situation is taking place over there, and it's just you. Push and pull. Same 2 letters. Gone. Yank, and push. That's it. And I got more, too. Oh, I got plenty. And let me tell you something, too. These are the kind of changes that people want to see. I think they're interested in soft money, PACs, and things like that, all this nonsense they're talking about, or what the hell's going on with some foreign policy. No, guy, we want these policies enacted. I would work locally. That's right. Kyle?
Yeah?
You're 14. What's up?
Yeah, I met some girl. There's a phone network. It's called The Loop. You know, LOUP? Have you heard of it?
No, haven't.
You haven't? Oh, well, anyways, I met some girl on The Loop. I started talking to her, and she wants to know, because she lives local, and she wants to know if she should meet me somewhere.
Was your mom in the room or something?
No.
You masturbating?
Huh?
Are you masturbating? Is something wrong with you?
Do you have asthma?
I'm just trying to keep quiet because, like, the other room, someone's in there or something.
I said, okay.
Anyways, I saw Dr. Drew. You there, Dr. Drew?
Yeah, this is a bogus call.
Yeah, all right, Kyle. Well, he mentioned the loop 8 times.
Yeah.
And by the way, if you want to squeeze in a brand name or something like that, try not to give a 5-second pause and then work it in a real urgent way like you're taking a crap. So, anyway, I met this girl on the loop.
You ever heard of it?
LUP. And she was, on the loop as well. Seemed to be just a little more casual when you weave it in, that's all. All right, people want to check the loop out, that's fine. John?
Yeah.
You're 30?
34.
34?
Yeah.
What's up, brother?
I had a friend that just recently drank himself to death.
Nice.
And now I have another one that is snorting painkillers.
Perfectly normal, perfectly healthy.
And I'm just wondering why and what is it doing to him?
Well, it's making him an addict.
What do you get with the snorting of the painkillers, Drew, that you wouldn't get from taking them? You talking about like a Vicodin? Can you snort a Vicodin?
It's called Oxycontin.
Yeah, which is Is it hydrocodone?
Well, oxy means more than one, many. And then cotton means it's a kind of a plant that sweaters are made of. So it means many sweaters.
Long-acting Percocet.
Oh, no, wait a minute. That's poly. What's oxy?
It's oxycodone.
What's oxy mean? What's the prefix oxy mean?
Made up. It's nothing.
It doesn't mean anything?
Nothing specific.
Oxy-10? Oxymoron?
Well, give me the dictionary.
Oh, no. Can't you just know stuff? That's why you're here. Drew, if it was... Okay. Well, watch how fast Drew can look stuff up, by the way. It would take me 45 minutes to look this word up.
Here we go.
All right. You ready, Drew?
But let's continue the discussion.
Right.
The people that choose opiates usually have got problems with some problems controlling their affect. Containing oxygen, additional oxygen.
Well, there you go. Okay, so you're saying that like Oxy-10 has more oxygen in it?
But it gives oxyhemoglobin, oxyhydrogen as the examples. I don't.
So it's short for oxygen?
No, I don't think that's how it's used in these.
Isn't that good? So. All right.
Anyway,
John?
But people that choose opiates who are basically alcoholics who have an awful lot of negative feelings they're carrying around, usually trauma survivors, that sort of thing. And opiates make everything fine. They work for them for a little while. But then they tend to throw a switch in the brain and actually cause a brain change that makes them permanently focused on the pursuit of that drug, and they can't stop. And that's addiction. And with opiates, that's an extraordinarily powerful change.
All right, so what should John do?
You got to get him to treatment, John. It's not going to stop without treatment. He will die of opiate addiction.
Oh, he's just snorting painkillers.
Yeah. Or switch to something else. If he makes the switch to something else, the intensity of use of that drug to make up for the opiates will have to be profound.
All right, John.
Thank you.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry for your friends. But you know what? Don't hang out with them either. Yeah. I mean, at a certain point.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's part of what gets their attention.
One friend who just died of too much alcohol. You got another friend who's snorting Oxy-10. I mean, that's... maybe you shouldn't be hanging around with all these people. There's something to think about, too.
Yeah.
Right.
But part of the loss, what gets their attention is the multiple losses that are incurred from the disease, so you can be part of what captures their attention. Do you want to talk about your...
No. What? Tammy, what'd you snort?
All right, I admit it. Tylenol. No, there's, as far as addictions and stuff like that,
you're free to share.
Yeah, there's several people in my life who have dealt with addictions, whether it's alcohol or drugs or even pot. You can transfer addictions. You can transfer it from drugs to food to sex. And basically, my personal feeling and my experience is if you have anything to an extreme, it's to fill a void.
Tell me when you moved to sex, by the way.
Okay, so anyway, here's my theory, Dr. Drew, and I'm so excited to share this with you. My theory is, so far, if there's an overeating happening, that is a cover-up of sort of sexual abuse or some sort of sexual trauma.
Sometimes.
If there's a drugs addiction, that tends to cover up verbal and emotional abuse, and alcohol covers up physical abuse. Like, that's in my experience with the people I know and the conversations I've held. I've always found that overeating and addictions to food is to change the body.
Yeah,
and
to protect away.
Yeah, to protect.
Keep people away.
Yeah, absolutely.
But usually that doesn't end the story, because usually there's so much pain associated with having been sexually abused.
Absolutely.
With that.
Drew's theory is physical abuse as a child. Drug abuse is related to sexual abuse, and then alcohol is related to sexual abuse, and then eating, eating paste? Did that be a byproduct of sexual abuse?
Well, and farting after midnight is sexual abuse. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
No, there's some pattern in there of that type. That's absolutely true.
All right.
That's right.
So, what do you? Does Tammy? Do we need to know something about Tammy?
No, it's not about her.
Oh, it's not about
No, it's
Tammy.
not about me. There's somebody who's very, very close to me in my life who is a recovering pill addict, and it started out with sort of binging on beer, and whoever she dated, if they drank beer a lot, then she would drink beer a lot, and then it came to her not drinking beer as much unless they were around, and then it went to pills, and then she became addicted to pills, and then she became addicted to alcohol, and it just was a cycle.
She's single?
She is.
It's like my kind of gal.
She's several years older than you.
Oh, all right. Well,
You into that?
Give me some of them pills, and we got a deal. All right, Drew. You're you're like Tonto with a medical degree. James?
Yes.
You're 20?
Correct.
You never been with a girl?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, you're not missing much. You have a social phobia?
Yeah. I heard Drew talking last week with someone who was with a 27-year-old virgin.
Right.
And I was wondering when it's considered to be a problem.
What? What's considered
your virginity?
Well, never being with a woman.
In other words, if it's something that's not part of your value system or your moral beliefs, it's just.
I think he's looking for an age.
It's a byproduct of your condition. The problem is not the symptom. It's a symptom. Your problem is your condition, that you have difficulty connecting with people and associating in social circumstances, and that can be treated.
What happened?
What do you
mean? What's up? I mean, why do you think you're this way?
I don't know. I mean, I've been going to a therapist and a psychiatrist, and I'm on Paxil and Klonopin.
Good.
And
is that helping?
Excuse me?
Is that helping?
It helped with some of the symptoms, like the blushing and things like that. But I still have problems socializing.
Yeah. Do you have any friends?
I had two, but they're both away at college right now.
They're away at college?
Yeah.
And so that's it. Now you don't have any friends?
Right.
Do you work?
Yeah, I work second shift full time.
Well, it seems to me that this is the kind of situation where what they call cognitive behavioral interventions would be awfully useful, which is just helping you plan and manage and cope with developing new social connections.
How does that work?
I don't know anything about it.
Oh.
But
Hey,
I know
James.
that it exists.
Well, here's the deal. Here's my take on this. Where do you work?
I work in a lab at a hospital.
Fantastic.
So it's basically all women.
Nice.
That's good.
All right. Here's what I was going to say, unfortunately, for young James. It's easier to make friends. It's going to be easier for James on a sort of, on an uncomfortable scale. 1 to 10, 10 being best. It's going to be a 6 to talk to some guys as friends, and it's going to be a 9 or 10 to talk to some women for a date.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be like 100 for him to talk to women.
Well, now it is. Thanks. Thanks.
Well, I have no problem talking.
James, don't kill yourself tonight.
Not just because Tammy said what you said. Yeah.
No, I mean, he just seems so shy. It seems like it's physically painful for him to talk to women.
Well, here's what you need to do.
I have no problem talking to them as friends.
Yeah, don't start in the workplace. That's my first order.
Oh, yeah.
Do not start there.
Okay.
Because if things go bad, he's going to be spun about it.
All right, well, they're going to go bad wherever he goes.
Well,
you're right. But, yes, okay. Better they should go bad at the Red Onion than over at the lab.
Yeah.
There could be a fire. Things go bad at the lab. Things get you on fire.
It's fire.
Rabbits die.
Mix up the urines and the blood.
Okay. Hey, James?
Yeah.
James, listen to me. You make some guy friends, okay?
Yeah,
And
that is the first order of business.
Don't worry about the cool and hip guys like myself. You hang out with the nerdy guys, the Dungeon Dragon guys, you understand? But you make some friends. Make some dude friends, and then you hang out, and now you got a little confidence, and you got a little click, and now you and your buddies go out on the weekend, and then you tilt a couple of beers, and you shoot some pool, and you see if you can meet some women. All right? Go with the guy friends first.
Yeah,
you gotta have your guy friends. As much as women complain about men and their buddies, I don't think I know a woman who would trust a guy who didn't have any guy friends. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you wouldn't trust that guy, would you?
No.
You'd think there's something up with this guy.
Well, yeah. I mean, it depends on what the guy friends are doing. If they're all mooning women and like, shooting up and
yeah.
Well, what else do guy friends do? Huh?
I mean, if they, it depends. I mean, I like guys who have friends because it just shows that there's bonding. I think it's actually very sweet to see a bunch of guys hitting each other around and be like, "Oh, you're so stupid," because it's actually very endearing.
Women are.
What's wrong with Tammy?
Obviously,
What is wrong with Tammy? I can't quite figure it out. I've never heard something like this before.
We also know that women love guys with friends because once they get with them, they constantly harangue them about hanging around with their guy friends. You see what I'm saying? So obviously they're attracted to those kinds of guys. I want to say something. He said he worked at the lab, and it reminded me of something. I've been watching a lot of Charlie's Angels this week. It's been a Nick at Night or something. It's been like a Charlie's Angels marathon. And, I used to watch Charlie's Angels when I would babysit when I was like 13 years old. And so now I'm kind of reliving that. And anyway, I opened some pie filling and put some miniature marshmallows.
Did you?
No, I didn't do that. But I used to do that with babes. I go nuts. But here's what I've learned from Charlie's Angels. And I was telling you last week. See, Charlie's Angels is not just Charlie's Angels. It's Aaron Spelling's, and it sort of speaks for every show of that time.
Yes.
Basically.
Oh, yes, it does.
And I was telling Drew last week that the two ways you killed people in the 70s was by cutting the brake lines to the car.
Right.
Which we all know kills someone instantly.
Yeah.
And the second way is when they got in the sauna, you put a chair up against the doorknob and then
turn it up.
You turn it up. Yeah, because as we all know, and anyone who manufactures saunas can back me up on this, if, over 130 will kill a man, you build them to 185, 190.
No problem.
No problem. And make sure the knob's out there with the big red arrow on it that says danger at the bottom. That's genius. That's genius. We're installing a sauna at the health club. What's comfortable? Well, 105, 110. What can the human body tolerate? 120, 125. What's this go up to? 202. Nice. And where's the knob? It's on the outside. We'll just turn it all the way up. How long could a human live in there? 4 or 5 minutes before they died. Great. That's a great plan. But the other thing I noticed about 70s TV, I was watching this week with Charlie's Angels, a lot of shenanigans going on in the hospital. A lot of hospital-related stuff.
Oh, is that right?
The hospital was a dark and spooky place in the 70s.
Oh, right, because the medical technology just sort of hit in the 60s.
Yeah. So it was all of that. Okay, first off, there was the prison or the witness who was in the hospital. Remember all these 70s shows?
Yeah.
Cop standing out front of the door of the room, guy walking in the janitor's outfit.
Right.
Yeah, I got to take care. Cop falling asleep on the chair. Janitor now holding the pillow over the guy's head. There's a lot of shenanigans, a lot of murder, a lot of nonsense going on in the hospital,
Absolutely.
ironically enough. And the hospital was a spooky place in the 70s. They'd open the corridor. They'd look down at the corridor, be dark, and nobody be in it. Right. Like some guy's trying to rape one of Charlie's Angels, She goes bursting out of the room and into the hallway, and it's dark.
There's nobody there.
And there's nobody there. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe a library, a hospital. Who decided? First of all, there's no place more well lit than a hospital. You open a closet, a mop closet, you're blinded. It's so light in a hospital. Yeah. And there's tons of people everywhere all the time.
Yeah.
You can't have a madman chase you down an endless corridor, like with a scalpel, and then you get into an empty elevator. Yeah. Oh, Christ. Then you open the door, he's there. No one's around. Once in a while, there's a guy pushing a gurney, but only so the guy could knock him over while he's running. Mm-hmm. I've been to, the Kaiser Permanente out in West Hills or wherever the hell that is over there. You can't first off, you can't park. You got to walk. You got to park your car 40 miles away and walk because it's packed. And you open the door, you can't get in. You couldn't run. You couldn't do anything. How did that go, Drew?
We'll talk more about it in the break and put that in our
now, you know what I
break
realized?
Show. A commercial show.
No, I realized shows like ER and Chicago Hope and all these shows, they ruined it for all these Aaron Spelling type producers and stuff.
They
who had
put
the hospital
reality
as a mysterious, dark, strange place where you could get away with rape and murder, and now they made it into some sort of bustling, well-lit area that no one could rape in anymore. Shoot. It breaks my heart.
It's no fun.
It breaks my heart. We'll take a break.
LoveLine. We'll be right back. Call on the 1-800-LOVE-191.
Yeah. It is LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Tammy Lynn Michaels is our guest tonight from Popular. Friday night, 9 o'clock, WB. The other thing I learned from watching Charlie's Angels, and it's been nonstop. It's on when I get home at night. It's on. I watch it all weekend. The other thing I forgot about Charlie's Angels is they constantly go undercover, right? There was a great white slavery one. And by the way, I don't know what happened to white slavery. That was another thing that was very hot.
Yeah.
Infants for sale, young blonde women for sale.
Yeah.
A lot of white people getting sold. Apparently that's cooled off a little in the 80s and 90s. I'd like to see it come back. Because now I got some money. I'd like to see this white slavery come back, buy myself a white person. But there was these, so they go undercover to bust this baby ring. They get these beautiful women. The women get knocked up. They have their kid, and then they sell the kid off to wealthy couples. And that's all fine, and going undercover is all fine. But when they go undercover, and I think it's because the ladies wanted to do a little acting, stretch their wings a little bit. But what's her name? Sabrina. Kate Jackson is playing one of the prospective buyers at the White Slave for the infant, you know? So she's got the big Charles Nelson Riley glasses on. She's chain smoking and speaking with this sort of Southern accent, and not very effectively, by the way. And I'm watching it thinking, you know, it's not like they know who you are. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They have no idea who you are.
That you're Kate Jackson.
Yeah, to me, you're Kate Jackson. You're the chick I'm going to masturbate to in another couple of years when I get the toothbrush over at my buddy Chris's house. But to them, you're someone they've never seen before.
Right.
And the reason we know they've never seen you before, because you wouldn't walk in there if they'd seen you before. So drop the big Southern accent, the glasses. And by the way, your acting is so obnoxious that you're actually drawing attention to yourself.
Right.
Like, if I were dealing with you at this place, I'd be like, hey, this chick's freaking out. She's chain smoking, and she's like out of a Tennessee Williams play. You know, the glasses are everywhere. And I'm thinking to myself, this must have been one of these things where they said to the producers, listen, we want to stretch our wings a little. I'm an actress. I don't do fluff.
It's spelling.
It's
you know what? You probably went for it before she mentioned
Oh, that Cheryl Ladd is doing her sort of runaway youth thing, and it's all a disaster and all very distracting. And like I said, how far undercover do you got to go when no one knows who you are? And by the way, aren't you drawing attention to yourself at a certain point with these big affectations? Lisa?
Yeah.
I know I must read way more into this than other people do. I'm actually yelling at the TV set.
What's up, Lisa?
No, okay, well, I was listening to your show, like, the past hour, and there's some guy that called, and he's, like, 15, and his girlfriend's pregnant, and she's, like, 14.
And they're hell-bent on the parents not finding out about the pregnancy.
Well, okay, well, I'm 17, and I have a 2.5-year-old, and I'm part of this great parenting class at Santa Monica High School.
Good.
And it's like you can go ahead and talk to them, and they help you out, you know, to decide with, you know, if you want to keep the child or have an abortion or adoption or whatever.
What's the phone number?
310?
Hang on, I'm right on my...
Wait a minute. How do we know where this guy could have been calling from Muncie?
I know, but we'll just use this number anyway.
No, you know what? They accept anybody that's under 18.
From any state?
I know. I mean, we're in Santa Monica, so I don't know.
Yeah, I know, but
if you're willing to move to Santa Monica, then I guess so.
No, this guy could have been calling from Baltimore. What's the number anyway, so I've got it? 310?
310-394? 39. Oh, my God. I just completely forgot the number.
Well, I'm glad you called in.
394-9400?
No, it's just that I don't call it that much.
394-9400?
310-394-32...
Oh, I hope you're right. Because somebody, if I give that number out and a lot of people hear it. Drew, why don't you call it during the break?
Yeah.
I was just checking. Sure you were. What's the problem, son?
No, but it's a really great program, and I recommend it for anybody because they help you out with childcare for your kid while you go to school, and even when they start going to preschool, they help you find schools, and
let's talk to Lisa for a second.
Okay, because this is in the People's Republic of Santa Monica.
Yes.
Because but really, there is a potential for social work and government, maybe not government agencies, but agencies to help out with kids having kids, you know? And there's sort of a case point that if we prepare for what really happens to these young people and their kids, we can make the outcomes a little better.
Well, we might as well get realistic about it, which is the first thing we should work on is prevention.
Yeah.
And I think we should treat this no differently than we treat drugs in this country.
Any other disease state.
Yes. The first thing is let's try to live in a society where people don't do drugs, where people aren't lured to do drugs, where people teenage girls don't get pregnant, and then let's have a plan for when and if and when they do.
That's built on reality.
Now we'll work a little rehab, and there you go.
Built on reality. There's a proposition in California that's going to try to funnel a lot of these people out of the jail system into the rehab system.
Yeah.
I think it's Prop 36.
That's smart.
Oh, are you kidding? It'll be fantastic. They should do it.
Well, obviously.
90% relapse without treatment. So, I mean, in that system. So
why? I always wonder why it is that the policies of the state or the country or the city have zero to do with psychological principle, like with what will actually work and what will not be effective. Whether it's talking about crime or drugs, drug addicts, or whatever, teenage pregnancies or clean needles for junkies, whatever it is, it should all be based on how effective it will be. And that's it. Not moral or religious components. Just, is it going to work or isn't it? Are we going to have less people in prison or are we going to have less junkies? That's it. And
you know what I think, though? In this country, though, religion has always been an important part of the expression of liberty.
Right.
It's intimately tied with that. So as soon as you talk about things that affect liberty or add to liberties, immediately you start talking about ideologies. It's just woven right into that.
Okay, but here's the deal. Obviously, the war on drugs has not worked out as well as we thought it would. The war on anything that people want doesn't seem to work out. It really doesn't. If there's a demand, there's a supply, and obviously the people we don't want to have the money then get the money, and it's a very vicious cycle. It's that way with any substance. So let's try to get rid of some of the demand. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only angle on this.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's a sort of futile angle. It's like building a sandcastle and having the tide come in and destroy it, and you hurrying up and building it again. Tide is going to come in every night at sunset and destroy it. It is done.
No matter how much of the Bible you read,
Never
tide's going to come in.
That is right.
You can't be just throwing that around thinking your kids aren't going to have sex. Throw them a condom, too, with that psalm.
That is right. Thank you very much. All right. I'll see you in hell, Tammy. Drew, anything?
I'm on my way.
I'll see you in the bathroom because I'm going to pee.
All right. All right. I'd like to go off on that Santa Monica for another minute. I can't stand that place.
Well,
It drives
let's
me
do
nuts.
it. You do it while we're urinating. Okay?
All right. We'll be back.
That's the other great place for freaking.
We'll be right back. Call on the 1-800-LOVE-191.
Yes, it is LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew over there. Phone. No, forget about that. Tammy Lynn Michaels is our guest tonight. She is from Popular Friday nights, 9 o'clock. WB. Let me tell you something about, since I'm just talking about nothing tonight, I'm basically blowing my own horn. I might as well just keep on going with that premise. I went to a Blockbuster video rental store last night. Rented High Fidelity, actually, which I very much enjoyed. Went to the new release section. I was in 3 movies.
No, that's good for you.
Thank you, Drew.
What 3? The Buzz Lightyear?
No, just 3. That's all you need to know.
Well, Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah. The Buzz Lightyear cartoon was out in the new release section.
The thing with Freddie Prinze Jr.
The Down to You. And that Brooke Shields movie.
Oh, that was out?
Yeah.
I got to see that.
Yeah, what the hell is the name of that movie?
What if anybody has seen that film?
I can't remember the name of that.
No one has certainly called to tell us they've seen that film.
I've seen it. I thought it was decent. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
You weren't bad. It was all right.
Oh, boy.
But it is no Huell Hauser. I'll tell you that. We had 3 movies in the new release thing.
It's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. It was pretty good. And then there was some guy, and he was thinking about renting that Brooke Shields movie with his girlfriend, and I was standing right there.
Yeah.
And he was like, I don't know, what's it about? Oh, this girl, she goes to Palm Springs with a few of her friends and has a little sexual liaison, and his girlfriend's like going, well, I don't know, and I'm like standing there going, come on, man, get the movie. Okay, you don't want that, but how about Buzz Lightyear? Could I interest you in, how about Down to You? Freddie Prinze Jr., He's a chip off the old block, that good-looking kid. Yeah, I don't know why. I stood there, and it was very important to me that they rent that movie.
Did they rent it?
No, they didn't.
Oh.
No, they didn't. No. Like I was in for a taste, John, you're 22.
Oh, yeah, hi. I just want to get some perspective on this. It's kind of a strange call, but I just found out that my father's been tape recording all my phone conversations for the last, 8 years.
Perfectly normal, perfectly healthy.
What? Oh. And I just don't know how to feel. He apologized to me, and I mean, this is really sick, right? I just want an objective opinion.
Yes, it is not healthy.
How did he do that?
What?
How did he do that?
Oh, he's got his high-tech equipment or whatever downstairs, and I found all these tapes.
But, it's his deal, not yours. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it affects you, certainly, but you realize it's a disturbed behavior. He's apologized. He's acknowledged that it's a problem. He hasn't caused you any consequence, has it?
In what sense?
Has anything happened as a result of him eavesdropping?
I just feel like...
Yeah, you feel...
Totally violated.
I'm sure you feel violated. I'm sure you're freaked out and violated. But the point is that it's over. You haven't been harmed by it. It's your dad's problem.
All right,
don't make it your problem any more than it already feels like it's your problem.
I know this sounds like a great intrusion, but why don't you go pull that puberty file and have a bong load and really knock yourself out? You're like 13 and a half. You're on the horn with some dude you haven't seen in 5 years now, and you're talking about this new band coming out called Warrant. They're really hot. They sing Cherry Pie. We're gonna go down. We're going down to the ice. We're going down to the roller rink this weekend. You hear me talking about some chick you like and all that. I mean, this is amazing. Hey, your dad's an idiot, but hey, Drew, seriously, as an adult.
Oh, you'd love to have that.
How weird would it be for you to hear yourself at 15?
It'd be wild.
Especially now, the only conversations,
the conversations
well,
you
listen,
had.
my family's so lame. They never took any pictures. We don't have home movies or cameras or tape recordings or anything. There's no documentation. I swear to Christ, I've gotten drunk and yelled this at my dad a few times. Which is, if something happened to me and they went to his house saying we need a picture, to put in the newspaper, to put up at the post office or something, he wouldn't be able to provide anything. It'd take him a long, long time. He'd have to search, and it wouldn't be anywhere near this time. It'd be like when I was 11 and there's one there. But there's no documentation of close your eyes and picture my family. Yeah. Okay, now picture them recording anything or doing anything. There's nothing. I played 150 Pop Warner football games. There's not in baseball. There's not a picture. Nothing. No home movies. Nothing. I would love to have a tape of me at 14 talking to one of my buddies on the phone, especially when I didn't know it was being recorded.
Right.
Because if there is a recording of you, it's you goofing off into a microphone.
Right.
You're singing "Can't Buy Me Love."
No, this is you.
You know what I'm saying?
This is you with your game face on.
Yeah, this is you like, dude, I'm going out for the sophomore basketball team, or there's some chick, or I'm running for, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that'd be excellent. I think this guy should thank his father. John.
Yeah.
Yeah, your father's a weird dude, but hang on to those tapes. And are you gay?
No.
Okay, did you do anything weird on any of them?
Well, of course. Nothing like, I had girlfriends and stuff, but it's just...
Are you putting it all together now, though?
Yeah,
what I mean is
some things that probably I didn't want him to hear.
But what I'm saying is if you were saying to your friend on a Thursday night, yeah, tomorrow we're gonna get our older brother Kurt to go to the liquor store and get us some wine coolers. We're going to the park and we're gonna drink out in the park. We're gonna do some donuts and his El Camino out on the lawn and blah blah blah. And then you said to your Dad, I'm going to the basketball game. I'll be back at that. Did he stop? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, he's pretty cool for the most part. He's a pretty liberal, open-minded person, but he's got some creepiness to him. And I don't know if it's
okay.
a control thing.
Answer my question. Shut up. Answer my question. Was there ever instances where you sort of knew where it seemed like he was tipped off?
Yes.
Well, there you go.
So he was listening to the tapes after the conversation.
Yeah.
But here's my question: are your parents married?
Yeah.
See, because my first thought is his dad is like living through him or something, or vicariously trying to have another childhood.
In most of the situations where I've seen dads taping, it's because they feel out of control and they want to completely control their kids. And it's aggressive and it's intrusive and it's a real serious violation.
All right,
but I'm trying to sort of minimize your feelings about that right now. And
Well,
just
John, look on the bright side. If this was your mom doing this, you'd be gay right now. So you dodged that bullet.
All right. Well,
All right, buddy. All right, tell your dad you don't really give him. Just tell him you lost a lot of respect for him, and now you want.
I mean, that's what I basically said, and it just. I just feel creeped out right now.
Yeah, you should.
Sure.
That's all right.
Right.
I never thought I'd be calling this show ever, but
thanks, yeah. Appreciate that.
Love you too.
Right, and I'd had many fantasies about talking to John, but never thought it would actually come to fruition, and here we are.
How disappointing. What a disappointment.
I thought he'd be taller over the radio. All right, come on, let's squeeze something in. What do you say, my buddy? All right.
Well, this is the one I want to talk to.
All right. Daisy,
Oh, yeah.
you're 19, you always want to have sex.
Yep.
You've had 200 partners?
More.
More than 200?
Are you an addict?
Yeah.
To what?
Crack.
Yeah. So this is part of your addiction. And were you sexually abused when you were a child?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is the recipe that creates Daisy, which is sexual abuse in childhood meets the biology of addiction, meets opportunity for drugs.
Meets a need for love.
It's all that emptiness.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Daisy, you can't count partners if you're doing it to score crack, by the way.
But you
know what I mean?
sexualize your feelings.
All
And so
bets are off.
each time you're in, you compulsively act out. You're that 5-year-old kid again.
Well, she's doing it to get the crack, though, right, Daisy?
Part of it's that.
Well, but if you're also taken advantage of sexually at a young age, you feel like sort of that's all you have to offer.
That's who she is. Yeah, that's who she is. But this needs treatment, Daisy. Seriously, you're going to get AIDS. You're going
I'm
to.
in treatment right now.
Where are you?
What state?
You're at a hospital.
No. I'm in a house right now, but I go to drug treatment.
Okay. All right. So you're on your way. Talk about this in treatment. Talk about everything. Things you feel the most ashamed about. That's the stuff to bring out in the first step and to bring out with your counselors and with your sponsor, because those are the things that fuel your relapse.
Yeah.
And everybody else is feeling them too, babe.
That's what I do in therapy. As a matter of fact, the topic...
You don't say anything that changes.
How dare you? The topic of this Tuesday's therapy session will be, it looks like an all-New York World Series.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to talk about one shameful thing with your therapist this week. That's your... And how the hell he lets you... Like, how dare you go to therapy and him let you get by without talking about anything important?
All right, I'll tell you. Dr. Drew has a lot of issues with shame, and quite frankly, the way he acts, I'm ashamed of it. Would that work?
Well, you may have shameful feelings about me.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll take a little break. We'll be back.
LoveLine will be right back. LoveLine will be right back. LoveLine will be right back.
LoveLine on 94.7 in arcades.
All right. I want to thank Tammy Lynn Michaels for coming in here.
Thanks, you guys.
Popular, everyone.
Your coffee was great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
9 o'clock Friday. WB, everyone. Kim Coles will be in here tomorrow night. I think she's on the new Gina Davis sitcom, so she'll be in here talking about that.
She was on Frasier, too, for a while.
She was on Frasier for a while. Kim Coles was?
Yeah.
And wasn't she talking about... Weren't we talking to Kim Coles about her... What were we talking to her about
Her
last
book?
time?
She had a book? Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen her in once since that, though.
All right. Well, we'll get into her. She's a good guest. Tammy, thanks a heap.
Thanks, you guys.
Popular, everyone. And until next time, it's Adam Kroll for Dr. Drew saying mahalo. The gerbil I put in my ass is acting strangely.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for LoveLine is Ann Wilkins Ingold. LoveLine is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.